All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Oh boy. Oh boy, I messed that up. This is what I get for trying to do so many different devices at once. Okay, we're back. God, you so much just touch the screen with the new Twitter live video. It like automatically changes the video for you and stuff. It's just very sensitive. Very sensitive. How's everybody doing out there? That's right. Hello to everyone out there streaming in the world once again. Here with me on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on all the platforms as you kind of have to be in the year 2025. It is the Monday Q&A with Wob around 3:15 p.m. It's usually between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 6:15 to 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I will be here to engage with you guys in the chat. I have heard your feedback, especially from some international fans as well, that you're not able to always access all the shows that I'm a part of. So this is the best way to connect with you, and you have my devout attention as I spend this entire time just answering questions from the chat. So nothing, no agenda, nothing special. We are very gracious for our sponsors of this program. It's going to be ProfitX as always. And if there's any news, like Davion Mitchell news just popped up here in the chat, if there's anything that happens during this show, or if you guys put something into the chat that I find interesting, I may end up betting on it at some point. You don't have to, but if you're interested in this line of work or investing in sports, we certainly hope you consider ProfitX as your go-to platform. Peer-to-peer exchange, by the way, so you're not betting against sports books, you're betting against other people. With all of that said, let's get to the chat, shall we? Oh, good morning. That's polite of you. Are the Kings cooked? I mean, it's no worse place to be than 10th place in your conference, locked up with contracts that just are never going to expire. Like, being mediocre is the worst place possible. W Hoodie, what's up, Daily Thunder? Wait, why does Daily Thunder like the Utah hoodie so much? Or you just, it is pretty. That Utah went back to the purple and the blue. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Enough of that neon yellow stuff. Ryan Smith is incredibly sharp, and he understands the value that the old school look, especially the late 90s Utah aesthetic has, and the fan base wanted back. Something just purple about Salt Lake City, you know? I don't know. That's not very nice. Hello to your mom. Or maybe you're actually being genuine. Wow, Braves. When did the terms like cooked? You guys overuse these terms. You can't just use the word cooked for every time something bad happens. What's this new one? Crash out. Does that just mean get upset? You know, all of these, they're going to expire in like after 2 months of use. I don't get Zoomer lingo. Why do you turn it over so quickly? You guys need a crying Jordan in your life. Do you know how long crying Jordan lasted? All right. God, more cooked. Someone said, how do you have so many people instantly join your chat? This is about to be cooked. What? What goes through your... Stop using cooked. Come up with something else. Do you guys take SATs anymore? Trayvon in the chat says, Mobley will be Defensive Player of the Year. That is going to be the most interesting end-of-season award to watch, because now that Victor Wembanyama is out of there, three-way race between Dyson Daniels, Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, certainly some other candidates as well, but there is significant implications of Evan Mobley getting Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm curious if there are any Cavs fans in the chat that want it for their guy. And you're saying, why wouldn't we? Of course we do. You can also parade him around and market him as Defensive Player of the Year. You put him on billboards and create all of this season ticket collateral so that you're promoting the success of your franchise. But there's always a but. And the but is, if Evan Mobley ends up winning Defensive Player of the Year, he can make $40 million on his extension, and that will hurt you and your salary cap. So do you really want it now, knowing you might not be able to go out and get a free agent because you have to pay Evan Mobley more money? He will be eligible for that. I'll give you a couple minutes to respond as I continue to read. Are the Pistons and the Wolves the two most emotional teams? Not even close. The Wolves are top 5 for sure, but it's the Pistons and the Rockets by far the two. Do not forget that the Houston Rockets, including last season, lead the league in disqualifications, ejections, technical fouls, coaches' technical fouls, and they're 4th in personal fouls too. The Houston Rockets are Detroit West. They have built an identity and a culture. And yeah, I mean, the NBA needs the Pistons, man. I'm so happy the Pistons exist. That Isaiah Stewart is once again, he's not even really involved in that fight, but he gets ejected anyway. And he's walking off the floor going, Detroit, Detroit across the chest, like we're bringing it back. That brand of basketball that Detroit was once known for has been resurrected. We fucking need that. And that game in Minnesota last night did not have Cade Cunningham. It did not have Tobias Harris. And it was still one of the most intense games of the season thus far. The Pistons are a guarantee of entertainment. Wow, a lot of chats today. What are you guys doing on a Monday that you're so active in here? I'm sorry, just stay put. I have to get through. There's 37 messages waiting for me, and I'm going to try and read every single one of them. Those of you watching that want to participate, if you're on a mobile device, at the bottom of the screen it says "Say Something." You can see the chat if you click it. It took me a couple of runs to figure that out. How do I feel about the Wolves Pistons scuffle? Oh, okay. So follow-up question on that. I love Dante mixing it up, obviously. I love Dante getting involved. Ron Holland has brought the smoke for any of those situations. It started a couple of possessions before that because Dante and Isaiah Stewart kind of met chest to chest. And then Isaiah Stewart chased down the action involving Dante and was kind of standing on top of him. You could feel it brewing. And then Naz Reid brought out the index finger point and put it in his face. And then over comes Dante DiVincenzo to enforce to get out of my guy's face. And then it spills into the crowd. I think you may actually end up seeing a little bit more harsher than usual suspensions on this because it spilled into the stands, especially with the Pistons. You cannot have players fighting in the stands. Those people that were sitting courtside in the first and second row, they were engulfed by like 40 massive human beings. Massive. I don't think anyone got hurt from it, but it was quite intense. And the NBA is going to be protecting the safety of its fans because those are the ones keeping the lights on. Daily Thunder asks, Wob, who are you taking for the next 3 to 5 years, Giddey or Morant? Ja Morant is the answer, but I see why you're asking that question. I see what you're angling, trying to get out of me. Is Ja Morant just someone you can't build around? Now, where Worldwide Wob misses plenty, but on the things that matter, I'm usually right. And I have always stood on the fact that the Memphis Grizzlies will not win a championship unless Jaren Jackson Jr. is the best player on that team. And seeing his evolution and his development, it is suggesting that he could be there somewhat soon. The way it all happened with him just, oh, look at that. Ja Morant's healthy the moment Taylor Jenkins gets relieved of his duties. I'm sure there was more going on behind the scenes, which is kind of, faded into the content abyss as a new week has started here. But I think Ja Morant's a special player. I do have my concerns if he can be the best player on your championship team. And I don't think that's even ridiculous to say out loud. Who is my MVP? It's probably Shea, yeah. First place vote. I had Jokic for the first 9 weeks of the leader in the clubhouse. I think I had Jokic for 5 of the 9, but it's just Jokic is the best player in the world, but Shea's the MVP. Does that make sense? MVP is a season award. If we gave away best player in the world award, it would go to Jokic again. Who is my next coach to be fired? Man, after this season, you can propose anything crazy and you'll have substance and precedent to fall back on. So who's my next coach to get fired? The craziest one, by the way, it's not even a firing. But the one I could see is if what happened to the Boston Celtics with Brad Stevens when he went from the bench up to the suites to be the leader of the basketball operations. If things don't go well, if the Knicks lose a first round playoff series, I could see Tom Thibodeau going back to president of basketball of operations the same way that he was in Minnesota. That he goes up there and works with Leon Rose, and then they bring in a different coach. That's the most outside the box one, but he wouldn't be fired. He'd actually be getting a promotion, but he would be off the bench. Crash out and but you're speaking a different language to me. Crash out, cooked. It doesn't. Do you Zoomers not realize that there are people in the world who are not Zoomers? We don't know what you're talking about. Like you have to, if you're going to be a true content creator or want to engage in discourse with people not of your background, you have to be understanding of different languages. Not obvious? I'm telling you, I have no clue what you're saying. You know how long it took me to figure out what a pog is? And I thought they were the pogs with slammers. They're not. Perfect example for crash out, Isaiah Stewart. Yeah. I keep seeing the same tweet over and over again, by the way. I keep seeing the same tweet that I've never seen Isaiah Stewart in a basketball highlight before. It's just always him fighting. Did y'all know that no one after the All-Star break, Isaiah Stewart has been one of, if not the best rim defenders in the entire NBA in regards to blocks per game, contests in the restricted area. He doesn't play full Jalen Duren starters minutes, but in a smaller sample size, he's been an essential part of building that tough guy image that Detroit now has. What else we got here? Kudos for keeping us international watchers in mind. Great stuff with these streams. You got it. VidEd, I heard the feedback, and that's why we do it. I'm on multiple platforms per day, but not all of them are accessible in parts outside of the North American continent. So to get back talking with you guys that are some of our most fun streams were involving calls from other countries. You never knew what you were going to get every time you clicked on the Twitter Spaces and let someone else in. We got Tosin calling in from Nigeria. We got people from Iran. You know, you name it. It was all over the place, man. That's what made that so fun. Try and replicate that at least here in the chat. Daily Thunder says Dort not being a serious finalist says a lot about the state of the discourse. I think Dort is going to make first team. I was going through this the other day because I had my 5 guys. I think I gave Lou Dort. Did anyone watch my Bleacher Report stream? I think I had Dort 4th or 5th. Got to go through it real quick. Hold on. I had Dort, Dyson, Mobley, Draymond. Who was my 5th guy? Did I have Shea? I don't think I had Shea. Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr. That's my first team all defense. But yeah, the Daily Thunder is asking about Dort not being as. So let me ask the chat this real quick. Rudy Gobert last year wins Defensive Player of the Year because he's the best defender on the best defensive team. Cade Cunningham is the best player on the most improved team this year. That's why he's probably going to win most improved player. The best player on the best team in the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on Oklahoma City. He's going to win MVP. So if that same theory applies, shouldn't Lou Dort win Defensive Player of the Year if the same qualifications for all 3 of those awards, if it's set up that way? I understand there's more that goes into it. But yeah, I just based on that alone, if Rudy Gobert, he wasn't the best individual defender in the league last year. That was Victor Wembanyama. But if you're the best at that skill on the best team at doing it, shouldn't you be considered? And I would say yes. I think I gave Lou Dort the 5th place. But I understand why Thunder fans are like, what about him? What about him? Wab did not alley poop for this lingo. That's right. Those alley poops. I could start doing all my own wobbling, and people have no clue what I'm talking about unless you've been around forever. A real question alert from Colton. He asks, if you're Cooper Flagg, which of the possible teams who do you hope drafts you? So if you're a rookie, do you want to be the face of the franchise? Do you want all the usage and you guys don't win a lot of games early? Because that was the case with Cade Cunningham in Detroit, and now all of that hard work is paying off with him as the guy. Or do you want to be drafted into a situation like James Wiseman once was with Golden State, that a team just gets a really high lottery pick, ends up getting lucky, and you're already part of a championship worthy team? Your role is not going to be nearly as vital to the team's success because they're obviously already good. So if you're asking me, which team would Cooper Flagg prefer to be on? I think he would be great in Utah. Like, Charlotte. Ugh. Like, it's always going to be LaMelo's team, and Brandon Miller's coming back too. I want no part of that situation. Washington would be actually a decent one. Koulibaly and Sarr with Cooper Flagg. Like, that team actually has talent. Believe it or not, as much as I make fun of the Wizards, I do believe in their future. A couple years, maybe more than a couple years down the road, but they have guys that they can build around. Where else? Like, can you imagine what if Cooper Flagg if Philly gets the number 1 pick? Isn't that the worst case scenario? How on earth is Cooper Flagg going to be integrated to that team with Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George? He's just going to be a role player. And Jared McCain, he's so much better than whatever role they can offer. MCC in the chat says, Ime is always so angry, but it's part of the character. And he loves when the Rockets are petty and angry too, right? He loves. Oh, what's that? Speaking, can I just pull that game up really quick? Hold on. What's the line on that game tonight? This is going to be heated. Second leg of a road back-to-back. The Rockets are plus 3.5 in LA. You know what? I am always, there's something about this game. Like the Rockets, when the Rockets smell blood in the water, I'm just going to fire off $10 on this out of principle. I don't think they should be dogs in this game. And I think they only are because it's a road back-to-back. I'm going to just book a $10 bet here. Give me a second. For some reason, put me down here just so you can see me blast off $10 here. They're going to get up for this one. Okay. $10 on the Rockets plus 3.5. Okay. Where were we? Thank you for reminding me, by the way. Yeah, there's something about like his leadership, man, is it contagious. He loves that his team is just angry and nasty, and he encourages it too. The NBA needs teams like that. Embrace that shit, man. Crash out just means acting out crazy and irrational. Okay, I get it. I understand. We just crashing out that it's Monday. This live keeps us from getting cooked. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to keep scrolling. Any comment that has crashed out or cooked is getting skipped. If you're the Thunder, who do you worry for in playoffs? Wait. Trevon says, I don't like your audio on the NBA satellite radio program. What do you mean? The quality of it? Like the way that it sounds? Or my opinions? Big difference there. If you're the Thunder, who, if any, do you worry for in the playoffs before Kai's? My only worries were a healthy Mavs team and Timberwolves who are playing competent offense. So have you guys seen, by the way, what the Timberwolves have looked like these past 2 games? What they did to Phoenix in that first half. So they hold the first half against Phoenix to 45 points, and then last night in the second half against Detroit, they hold them to 44 points. Michael Grady and Jim Pete were talking about during the 3 days that they had off in Minnesota, Finch called a practice where they supposedly, this was behind closed doors, but they supposedly like got after each other. Like they were scrimmaging as if this was the dream team in Monte Carlo type of practice. And the result of which there was an emphasis on defense. And they came out in that game against Phoenix. They forced so many turnovers. I think they had nearly double-digit steals, if not more, in every single possession. They couldn't even dribble handoff. Like, they were getting their hands in every passing lane, deflections all over the place. And I'm like, holy shit, what happened? Then they brought up that information. You saw it last night against Detroit. That team is back to being mean on defense. They are mean. If the Timberwolves are mean and they're replicating what they did last season, as they had the most efficient defense in the league for a majority of the season, it's like what they could easily make it back to the conference finals. But if you finish in 8th, that means you are going to have to play Oklahoma City in the first round. And OKC's got the best defense in the league, but there's something nasty about the Wolves that has come about lately. And between Randall and Ant, they have individual scores. I'm still going to question their spacing, but not completely out yet if it's a 1-8 matchup between Minnesota and Oklahoma City, that it's a sweep or it's relatively easy. What's getting scary for OKC is those first round matchups. It could be Golden State, it could be the Clippers, and it could be Minnesota. What they need to be praying for is that Sacramento or Dallas is able to beat whoever loses in the 7-8 of the play-in tournament. They're going to be heavy underdogs. But if they play Dallas, even if they got Anthony Davis and Lively and Gafford, without Kyrie, they're irrelevant. If you play Dallas or Sacramento in the first round, that's a sweep. But if you have to play the Clippers right now with Kawhi, have you seen Kawhi's minutes getting turned up the way that they are? Is he in the lineup tonight, by the way? I think he's back. Let me see real quick. Oh, that's a big game against Orlando. The song is getting louder and louder by the day. Let's see. Kawhi Leonard. Tweet points. Oh, he's right there. Under 21 and 21 and a half. Yeah. So he's been playing 40 plus minutes in a lot of these games, people. And he's been playing 2 to 3 games. He's being turned up to like playoff requirements in terms of minutes and availability. And I know he was off in Cleveland, but it looks like he's going to play tonight, unless I'm mistaken. Clippers will not be an easy out. They are good. Ian in the chat says, also, do you think the Celtics would really consider trading for Kidd? No, we're not doing that right now. The only place I'll listen to is to Houston. It's the only place Houston or San Antonio. The only 2 places I'm going to entertain for the foreseeable future. And we're not sure. He should get traded, but we're not. What is Phoenix going to do? They're so buried in their own mistakes, they might as well just keep him. Otherwise, it's going to be a full punt, unless you're finding a way to get like Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson and some more picks. Like, to me, Matt Ishbia does not seem like someone that is interested in rebuilding right now. Do I think Brunson plays 4 more games? Oh, you're probably asking because of Clutch Player of the Year. It sounds like he's going to be coming back hopefully this week. What games am I going to be watching today? I'm going to be watching all of the games. Yeah, I'm going to be watching all the games. What else is on? Let's see. Heat Wizards, not going to be watching that one. Kings Pacers, Halliburton revenge game, always good. Sabonis revenge game too. Jazz Hornets, I might just be sick enough to watch that one. That's going to be one of the worst games of all time. Celtics Grizzlies, all attention on the Grizzlies right now and seeing if they can get a win. They got a legitimate opponent. Josh Giddey return in Oklahoma City. And Rockets Lakers is must see TV. I think Rockets Lakers will be the best game of the night. Your question from earlier, Lou should win if OKC is the best team in the NBA, but weirdly only players acknowledge him. Where are you guys getting your, Jaylen Brown's out tonight. Hello. Jaylen Brown out for the Celtics. Scramble. Hold on. Let me pull up the screen. Get those back on screen here. Luke Cornett out tonight. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh. Grizzlies plus 3.5. Some Jason Tatum points overs, please. Over 26.5. Oh my God. Too many. 26.5. My God. Derek White. Who else is going to be the beneficiary here? Feels like a Peyton Pritchard game. Sam Hauser moves in, doesn't he? Let me move Sam Hauser. Give me some Sam Hauser over here. $10 on Sam Hauser's over. I think he's probably going to see a little bit of a bump. I can't trust the. Oh no, there's a police chase. I might have to go in a minute. Our time's almost up anyway. Trevon says, like, listening to you talk ball all day, but the audio. So you're talking, oh, you know why? Because the quality of the, we do the show on Zoom, and there's, the way that Zoom works is it takes a second sometimes, like if we talk over each other, that it switches the main voice from who was speaking previously and then sounds like someone's in the background. But I did update the microphone. But since we're doing it over Zoom, not in the studio, you're going to have to deal with the whole process of going back and forth. There is a police chase. As soon as it goes live, we are going to make a move, as we've been live here for nearly 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be quite the follow-up to last week's chase. Hauser is pretty mid as a starter, but he will get a little bump, and his number's really low against a Grizzlies team that's one of the fastest paced in the entire league. So we're going to see an increase of number of quantity of possessions for this one. Everyone should get a little bit of a bump against the Grizzlies. Maybe the Grizzlies will change their playing style now that Taylor Jenkins isn't there anymore. Is Dillon Brooks getting ejected tonight? Feels like he was just ejected a couple hours ago. He's ripe for another ejection. I have this weird, I'm starting to like Dillon Brooks. I don't know why. I always enjoy the heel. He's such a perfect heel. And he's not doing it as an act. He's just genuinely that obnoxious sometimes. I'm just standing by for this this police chase. Wolves have the 4th best net rating since January, playoff and income. The Wolves are the team I do not want to play right now. Something happened during that practice. They came out like, man, listen, they look different. That's all. We have a small sample size, and playing the Phoenix Suns, anyone's going to look good against them. Anyone's going to look good against them. I totally get that. On that note, my police chase is live, people. So I'm going to say we got exactly 30 minutes in. Look at that. Right on cue. I'm going to say goodbye for today, but we will be back here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right around this time for a Q&A with Wob. 30 minutes goes by fast when you guys are engaging. Appreciate you all. But until Wednesday, come with your questions prepared. It could be about anything. Doesn't have to be about basketball. But I will see you guys on the timeline, and we're about to go chasing. Bye-bye.